In general, when we look at our cardiovascular fitness, which is super important for all of us as we age in general, you want to be trying to get around 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a day. There's so many obviously easy things with cardiovascular stuff. You could run HIIT style workouts where maybe I just do lunges, squats, overhead presses, and just pick 5 different things and just run 8 to 10 reps and try to do it with more of a cardiovascular feel where you're trying to get pace up and get my heart rate up as opposed to my loads up like I'm truly lifting weights. Or we do running. One of the bigger things that we don't do as we get older is sprint. We all should be sprinting in general. And sprinting is not max effort right away if you haven't done it. You need to start easy into that because your tendons are very likely not ready for what's about to occur when we sprint. Because in general, I'm sure a lot of you will look at this and you're like, man, I haven't sprinted in a long dang time with that. And the thought of that probably scares a lot of you as well. And that's where you need to start slow and easy and just try to pick your pace up and move from there. But in general, like running, jump rope, box jumps, things like that are a little bit more on the explosive end of the spectrum can really help you as you move longer and longer into your lifespan with that, because we just lose the ability to produce power, which then affects our tendons because we're not explosively contracting things like we used to when we were younger. And that's what leads to overuse injuries and a lot of this little knicky-knack stuff that is probably the most common things that most of us get.
Would you say the beginner-oriented version is start by walking before you can run?
Correct.
Kind of an idea?
Yep. And maybe you just start walking up a hill. Maybe we walk on uneven surfaces and just try to progress that way. Or it's even something where I'm just going to go run and maybe I'm only running for 30 seconds and then I'm going to be walking for 60 seconds, run for 30, walk for 60, and just try to slowly build your tolerance to these things over time, because injuries in general occur because we load things too fast or we try to get to our end goal too fast. Let your body tell you what you need to be doing with that. And if I went out and did what I called an easy jog one day, but man, I'm really sore the next day, let's not do that again until your body recovers, because recovery is really what matters more than anything. You can work your butt off in a gym, but if you do it every day, you're just breaking yourself down and you're never really allowing those tissues to adapt and remodel to the stresses that you put on them. You're just overtaxing them. So it needs to be smaller doses. Make sure I feel good about that, and then start ramping up 10, 15% volume as you go through that over time.
On that cardio side of things, is that typically a 3-day a week, a 5-day a week? How often?
Wherever you can get in 150-ish minutes is really what you need. And maybe some days I'm busy and I can only go run a mile, which will take me 10 minutes with that. But then I'm looking at this over the course of a week and I'm trying to get myself between 120 and 150 minutes to make sure that my cardiovascular endurance is getting challenged appropriately. So it just needs to be looked at in the grand picture of things, not day to day.
Okay.